Right now, holding in your hands a book containing the total knowledge of the universe would be the ultimate gift, unless, when you open it, every single page is written in a language that does not exist. You try to decode it, spending your entire life studying its patterns, symbols, and illustrations, sacrificing your relationships, your sanity, and your youth, only to realize just before your final breath that there was never a translation because the book wasn't locked, it was empty. In 1912, an antique book dealer named Wilfried Voynich stepped into a Jesuit college in Italy and unearthed a manuscript that should not exist, written in an unknown script filled with illustrations of surreal, alien-like plants, complex astrological wheels, and naked figures floating through strange plumbing systems. At first, cryptographers thought it was a simple cipher, but World War I codebreakers failed to read it, World War II's brightest minds who broke the Nazi Enigma machine failed too, and modern supercomputers running advanced machine learning algorithms couldn't figure it out either. The manuscript sits today in the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale, carbon dated to the early 15th century. It is real, physical, and tangible, but then something strange happened. As the world's greatest minds pushed deeper into the manuscript, they stopped asking what it meant and started asking who wrote it, causing theories to rot from the inside out because whoever created this wrote with absolute, terrifying fluency without a single mistake or hesitation. If it's a language, it violates every known rule of human linguistics while perfectly mimicking the statistical structure of a real language. If it's a code, it is mathematically more sophisticated than anything humanity was capable of producing in the 1400s, and if it's a hoax, that means an anonymous creator in the Renaissance spent decades of their short life inventing a brilliant, hyper-complex fake language just to trick people who wouldn't be born for 500 years, with no monetary gain, fame, or credit. Which option is worse, that secret knowledge exists and we are too stupid to read it, or that someone wasted their entire mortal existence creating an elaborate key to a door that leads nowhere? This is where everything changed, because the obsession didn't stop with code breakers. It bled into the minds of scholars like William Romain Newbold, a respected professor of philosophy who spent years studying the manuscript before announcing to the world that it contained advanced medieval science and microscopic discoveries made hundreds of years before the telescope was invented. He died shortly after, and years later, analysts discovered something haunting. Newbold hadn't cracked the code, but rather his brain, desperate for meaning, had forced patterns out of random ink blots, hallucinating the answer to escape the terror of a blank wall. And that wasn't the worst part, because the deeper you go down the rabbit hole, the more you realize it acts as a psychological mirror where occultists see magic, botanists see lost herbal medicine, linguists see a dead dialect, and computer scientists see an advanced algorithm, with everyone projecting their own deep desire for order onto it because the alternative, that a human being poured their soul into a ghost, is far too disturbing to swallow. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. We aren't actually obsessed with the Voynich Manuscript because it's an unsolved mystery, but because it is an exact physical replica of human existence. Think about your life right now. From the moment you are conscious, you are handed a story telling you that if you look hard enough and suffer through the confusion, you will eventually unlock the meaning of it all. So you hunt for the hidden cipher in your career, relationships, and late-night existential dread, assuming there is a translation and that someone holds the key. Enter Albert Camus, who in the mid-20th century put a name to this psychological trap, the absurd, which is the violent, irreconcilable collision between the human heart's desperate, screaming demand for purpose and the cold, absolute, indifferent silence of the universe in response. We are cryptographers staring at a book that was never written to be read, drawing constellations in the stars, searching for higher lessons in tragedy, and inventing complex ciphers just to avoid admitting that the page is mute. So what do you do when you realize the book has no translation? Camus said humanity usually chooses one of two exits. The first is philosophical suicide, where you surrender critical thinking and force yourself to believe in an artificial key or delusion because a fake answer feels safer than no answer. The second is physical suicide, where you panic at the void and decide the game isn't worth playing. But Camus offered a third option requiring true strength. You accept the void, look at the unreadable manuscript, Acknowledge that it may mean absolutely nothing, and read it anyway, stopping the search for a secret cipher to save you, because the moment you accept that the universe owes you no answers, you are finally free to write your own notes in the margins. The Voynich Manuscript may remain unsolved forever, a lost language, a divine vision, or the world's most elaborate, forgotten joke, but maybe the joke isn't on the person who wrote it, but on everyone who ruined their lives trying to force it to speak while wasting their brief, flickering moments frantically searching for the meaning of life. When perhaps the most liberating secret in the universe is simply this: the book of your life isn't a code waiting to be cracked, it's a blank page waiting to be lived.